Hi everyone. Have you ever wanted to use your S3 bucket just like a local file system? I think yes. So in this video, I will show you a complete hands-on demo of AWS S3 files where we will mount an S3 bucket and interact with it like a normal folder. So let's get started with the practical implementation. So I'm already logged in my AWS console. So you can see that first of all, I have created one S3 bucket, general purpose S3 bucket. That's name is my S3 files demo 2026. Inside this bucket, I created one more folder. That's name is data. And I think inside this we have some files. So we will discuss later on these files. So now I'm moving a next point, file system, AWS file system. So if I tell you file system, you can see this is the new feature comes recently in AWS. So here we need to create a file system. So you can see that I already created a file system and I have associated my S3 bucket here. So if I show you inside this, you can see that mount targets. So we have 3 mount target ID and one VPC that is attached to every mount target ID. So simply, if you want to create any mount target, you can add more, or if you create a new file system, simply create file system and you need to give S3 general purpose bucket path here. All right. So now we are moving the next one. As we know that we are going to connect our S3 bucket as a file system to EC2 instance. So here you can see I already created an instance and that is Amazon Linux 2023. So inside this, it's normal, but inside this, you can see that uh, that is the BPC of this. Yes, inside this instance, you can see I have created one inbound rules for security groups. So you can see here that type must be NFS and port 249. That is mandatory. And if I show you that I already connected my EC2 instance, so I can show you that cd dot dot. So if I enter ls, you can see that S3 files. I already created a folder inside my EC2 instance. So if I go inside this folder as cd S3 files, then ls, you can see that two files are showing here. One is Google case study.png, second one hello.txt. So if you remember, these two files already mounted to my EC2 instance as 3 files folder. So that's why these files are showing here. We will check or we will do a practical later on. But now we are moving that one role is associated to this EC2 instance. That name is EC2 S3 file system role. Here you can see that two permissions are mandatory. One is Amazon Elastic File System full access. Second one, Amazon S3 full access. So these permission policies are purely mandatory. Now, we already discussed about security group inbound rules. So that's not a different part. And definitely we need to run some mount command to mount this S3 bucket as a file system to in our S3 folder inside EC2 instance. So in this document, you can see that if I show you, yeah, that we need to add one inbound rules that type is NFS and port is 2049, and some of commands also here. So yeah, you can see that these commands we need to run for mounting S3 bucket inside our S3 files folder inside EC2 instances. So if I show you a simple demo, you can see that here are two files. So I'm going to delete one file from here. Okay, I'm going to delete Google case study, delete object. Yeah, that's it. Now I'm going to on this command line, and previously you are able to see both files, but now I'm hitting again ls command. Now you can see only one file is showing here. It means this folder and this bucket both are mounted to each other. So if I added any file here, it will show there. If I added any file in my S3 files folder in EC2 instances, that will also show here. So both are mounted. So I think that's enough. You need to do a practical. So in this video, we successfully implemented AWS S3 files. I have also created a detailed blog for this hands-on demo. And if you have any doubts, feel free to check it out or drop a comment. I will be happy to help. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.